Hope everyone's doing well. I just want to do a little different kind of video today, and I just want to give an appreciation and love and affection to a unique horror element, and that is mazes. Mazes are pretty cool and pretty great, and I want to give a brief shout out to it. And one thing I don't know if many people know, but the origin of mazes is, or labyrinths, is really cool and unique, especially taking on Greek mythology. I believe King Minos had some architect, to construct a labyrinth to keep hold a minotaur, a beast of man and animal, until the hero Theseus came and killed the beast. And the only way he was able to kill it was, with a sword, and of course, but the whole point of the maze is to trap whoever goes in and whoever is in the maze. And with Theseus, the whole story concludes with him going into the maze with a ball of yarn and coming back out. So I was told that back then. I don't know if anything changes since then. However, I think it's really cool in how back then a tool simply as a maze was used to trap in a beast is so cool, so wicked. And the idea of going through that maze, that labyrinth, and running into that monster is so frightening. However, the other things that are frightening included in a maze is pretty much like dead ends, or having time just keep on moving. You're stuck in the maze, you don't know what's going on. Time, it's all over the place. You really aren't suited well for a place like that, because time and everything is just going so slow, or you would feel it's going slow, or you would feel it even be an eternity. And I just found that so cool, so wild too, that back then this horror elements that they would use as maze and labyrinth, either to keep hold and or being trapped in it. And that's just so cool, because nowadays mazes are usually used in cornfields, and they're really nice and unique. Really brings out many crowds to a place with a corn maze, and it's really nice. However, the horror, it's still there. The horror hasn't gone away. In the corn maze, if you're not if you're small, below a stalk of corn, you would probably get lost and won't be found for a really good while, depending on what corn maze or cornfield you went to. And it could be frightening. Lost, sea of corn, your voices being muffled by the stalks of corn, and it's so crazy. I was like, wow, it's really frightening. And mazes is something that mazes in horror media uses, and it's pretty wild. Like some media that I look right now, let's see, Alien, use of horror, use of the idea of mazes, a corridor, it's all dark, it's all silent, and you don't know when or where the alien would appear. I'm pretty sure everyone knows the first film of Aliens. And the other film would be that really shined is and the other film that uses like this type of feel of mazes, it's in its ending of The Shining. Throughout the last portion of the film, the use of mazes was so clever. How it's a big spoiler for the movie too, but let's just say the ending was really great, and I felt like the tension and fear for our main character during that phase, and it was like, oh wow, and I was just so it was so gripping to see, like, oh, how will our protagonist get out of this one, And the other one is 13 Ghosts. That one's pretty cool and unique, and when I watched the film, I was like, oh wow, this is like kind of feels like the Spencer's Mansion from Resident Evil. And the reason why I put 13 Ghosts, a quick little shout out, that it has like this like this glass house mansion, and you go down the corridor. It feels like, you know, you would have the kids going down the corridor, up the stairs, like, oh look, it's all, you know, it's you know, it's all glass, like, wow. Because the whole point is it's like a glass house or glass mansion that keeps hold of 13 ghosts. And at the first portion of the film, it's like, oh yeah, it's like this big house, this corridors, it's all glass. As the film progressed, the house then turns into like this horror corridor that each route you go, you would be either led to a ghost room or to like face a frightful apparition. And it's really cool, and it's really well use of, you know, of the corridors and how they use this maze into like a household. And like, oh dude, that's so cool. And I really liked how they did so much of the special effects too. Like, dude, this is so random, because if you were spotted by a ghost, you're just going all through emotion, distress, like, oh my god, what are we gonna do? How do we escape? How do we save ourselves? And it just brings like a whole new level of, you know, fear and frightful, like, I guess I die, you know. And that's like the films. And there's more other films that have like this brief element of, you know, maze and corridors or labyrinths, and some do it really well. And when they do it, it's just so frightening. It's a whole new, you know, it opens like a whole new way of how do we make this corridor make you feel not safe, you know. And I really like when a director takes like simple things and makes it into a big horrifying experience. Like, I don't feel comfortable, and it's so good. Oh, and the other film that I really want to mention is As Above, As Below. As Above, As Below. That was pretty cool because it uses the catacombs of France, and I loved everything about it. When I watched the film, it had a kind of like the vibe of, you know, kind of like, you know, with each, not layer as they keep going down. Okay, so As Above, As Below, it just makes like the whole corridor labyrinth a whole new level. There's like skeletons, you know, dead bodies, not bodies, but, you know, skeleton all around, and like, oh wow, yeah, this is like France catacombs. It's not a fun place to be, especially, you know, if you're you know, going exploring and trying to find a hidden treasure from centuries. Like, are we for real? Like, okay, I guess we're going there. And it's really good. Can't say so much about it because the whole film is a whole labyrinth, so like it's a bit difficult to describe it. And I really that one I will hopefully and will suggest to you guys to watch it. It's a good film. It's not bad. And oh, and it's a found footage too, so there's that. And that's like the movie media. Other media such as games like Dark Deception, really good. I mean, that's just like you know, the reason why I added Dark Deception is because it's more of a pursuing, and that's kind of like you know what, you know, some mazes have. Like, usually you would go into a maze, you would look anywhere, you would go anywhere, try to find the exit, and most of the time you're just walking. You know, you feel you have that unease, but you don't feel or you don't see a monster. With Dark Deception, you have like varieties of monsters chasing you, and that's like at a high pace. If we're taking like the idea of a maze and let's sprinkle in a monster to pursue you, that's kind of frightening. But Dark Deception is like, it's all about chasing you. So I was like, it's a maze, but you know, it's really fast, and the horror element is pretty much just when you get caught or a jump scare. But it's really good. It's really great. And the other one, oh, of course, the Backrooms. The Backrooms. The Backrooms, you know, I think everyone knows it. It's a huge labyrinth. It's so great. The creator knew exactly how to put or instill that fear of, you know, the unknown and of like passage of time being irrelevant. Just don't know how or things work in this phase of that world. And it's like, okay, so this is this world, this is the back rooms. The rules of it are just throw out the window. Everything you thought you had an idea, not really. And like, again, the whole idea of just going down each corridor, each level, it just brings a whole new level of like, okay, what do I do? Is there something following me? Am I following something? Will I find the exit? And it's just so great. And again, it just brings out a huge shout out of like, the idea of mazes. And again, mazes are cool. Mazes are great. And labyrinths, I mean, if you know how to do well for a storyline, it's just so good. And that's pretty much what I wanted to bring a little bit of appreciation, my love and affection to it. And it's really great. It's really great. If you have any, please, like, if you guys have any, not idea, but if you have like films that you want to share that have cool mazes or like things that include the idea of corridors, please write it down. I would love to see them. And again, this is just briefly mentioning it because there's so much media or games that have the concept and ideas that are just so cool. And I just, this video is just briefly, I just briefly want to talk about it and give appreciation to it. Well, that's pretty much it. And yeah, thank you for watching. Hope everyone has a great day. Goodbye. Bye bye.